Right. Mm-hmm.
Good afternoon. This is the October 22nd, 2025 special magistrate hearings. And we will open with the clerk's announcements, please.
The purpose and function of the Jacksonville Beach Special Magistrate Hearing in accordance with Florida Statutes Chapter 162 and the City of Jacksonville Beach Code of Ordinances is to reach an equitable expedition to enforce the codes. The city presents the violation and evidence to the special magistrate. Next, the property owner is sworn in and responds to the violation and evidence. Both the city and the property owner may call witnesses to provide sworn testimony relevant to the case. This is a quasi-judicial hearing and not a public forum. Individuals not called as sworn witnesses will not be heard.
Thank you very much. We'll proceed with our agenda. And first on the agenda is case number 25-345, Linda Huffman.
She needs the headset.
We just started, so you're fine. Okay, we'll continue. Ms. Huffman, can you hear?
No. Is there something to push? It's on the box itself, the volume controller.
How's this now? Okay, thank you. It's case number 25-345. And I would ask anybody who's going to be speaking to please be sworn in now.
Please raise your right hand, state your name and position.
Nikki Beavers Walker, City of Jacksonville Beach Code Enforcement Officer.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
And will you do Ms. Huffman, please?
Sure. Does she need to speak? Could you go to the podium just so we can get your... Thank you. Please raise your right hand, state your name and address.
Linda C. Huffman, 501 16th Avenue South, Jacksonville Beach, Florida.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Ms. Beavers.
Okay. This is case number 23 dash, I'm sorry, that should say 25-345. Case number, address 501 16th Avenue South. This is in reference to a nuisance violation, an accumulation of junk trash and debris that was located on the property in the rear yard. This is the front of the property. This case was started back on May 7th. As you can see, the debris that had accumulated in the rear.
grass was cut yesterday. Again.
As you can see, these are just different.
I can't read the date on the one
That
just
this
prior.
is September 24th on this one.
Okay, the one just prior to that.
The
Ms.
one
Weaver?
prior to that, August 26th,
Okay.
September 24th.
Yeah, it's just the light is shining on that particular.
Okay.
And I just can't read the date.
Yes.
What are the dates on those?
This is September 24th. I don't understand why the October 9th, but I do have on my phone the that I can show you. The property was still in violation during our last hearing.
I see them in the packet.
Yes. Okay. During our last hearing, you ordered that we go and do a follow-up inspection, me and David Martin, to do a follow-up inspection to see if the violation had been complied. If that violation had not been complied, a fine of $250 per day would begin. As you can see in the packet, the violation still existed, and my recommendation is that the $250 per day fine begin as of October 9th.
As of when?
October 9th.
I'm basically
What-
impotent.
Please wait, Ms. Huffman. Ms. Beavers, have you been, today is October 22nd, have you been back by since then?
No. Once the violation was not complied on the 9th, it was ordered that the fines begin, so I did not follow up after that.
Okay, so we don't know what it looks like today.
No, we do not.
Okay, is there anything else you want to add at this
No.
point? No, okay. Ms. Huffman, would you like to testify?
Yeah. You came over on the 9th with, I don't know what his name is. Did you say it was David?
Yes.
Okay. You didn't tell me the fine started that day. You made it sound like you weren't even going to be here today.
Mrs. Huffman,
And, well,
can you speak to me, please?
yeah, okay. And she told me, she said, you know, it's going to be on October 23rd, the hearing. So I thought that I had until today. And she told me, she said, can you bring some photos with you? And I said, sure. So I've got the photos. Would you like to see those?
Yes, in just a moment, but I do want to correct one thing. That did you receive a copy of my order
Of your order?
that I signed from after the hearing in September that we had? Did you receive a copy of my order?
I've received a lot, but I mean, are you talking about the $250 a day? That wasn't in September. That was the first meeting in October.
We haven't. This is the meeting in October today.
No, there was one before this. There's been two before this.
There was one in September,
Right.
and I signed an order that after that hearing in September.
Right.
And in that order, that was the one where we talked about the October 9th date. And it says that you would clean up the remainder of the rear yard no later than October the 9th. October the 8th, 2025. And that you agreed that you would allow access to the rear yard by Miss Beavers and Mr. Martin together on October the 9th.
Which
And
I did.
could see that you did that to confirm compliance. And that it went on to say that should you fail to comply with the requirements of Section 1 or Section 2, then you would be fined $250 per day until compliance with this order is achieved. This is my order. And this is what we discussed at the last hearing.
But on the 9th, she didn't tell me that.
It
That it
doesn't
was
matter.
starting that day.
It doesn't, honestly, it doesn't matter what she said. What matters is what's in the order. So perhaps there was some confusion or you didn't hear her properly, but I doubt that she said something different than what
She
was in
didn't
my
say
order.
anything that when she was there with the man, I forget his name,
Mr. Martin,
Mr. Martin. She was with him on the 9th,
yes.
and she never said, okay, the fine starts today. She said the next hearing is on the 23rd.
Well, the order says the fines start today. And when it said today, it said
Well, she
October
did,
9th.
but what I'm saying, 2 people in the government was on my property. They didn't say, okay, well, the fine starts today.
She didn't.
Ma'am,
They didn't. Excuse me. They didn't need to say anything about that because the order already said it.
wow, that's tricky. Okay, let me
And you
explain.
agreed to it, by the way, in September at the hearing.
No, I didn't agree to $250 a day. I don't have $250 a day. Judge, please just listen to me for one moment. I'm going to be 71 in 2 months. My father died of colon cancer. I get colon screenings. I have been getting them every 5 years. It's been 3.5. He wants me in. He's been wanting me in. I am having trouble. My poop is little pebbles, and that is a bad sign, okay? I went through this with my father. He died at 71, 72, I think. But it was closer to 71. I have to get this colonoscopy. I also have a hernia, which has been exasperated with all of this because I live alone. Okay, I don't have any children. She was killed by a drunk driver here when she was 28. When she was 20, right on Beach Boulevard. Okay, and I won't go into to take your time, but I was on my way home from work. She worked with me at City Cards and had just had her first anniversary, and she lived on San Pablo Road. And as I'm going down Butler Boulevard, it was a bad rainy day, and I'm coming down Butler Boulevard because I took 4 hours off, and I hear about the crash on Beach Boulevard, and I'll never forget hearing Linda Baker. She was on an FM station. She said there's been a crash over the Intercoastal Bridge on Beach Boulevard, but she didn't say where it was. But I knew right away that could be my daughter because my grandson went to Seabreeze. You know, if you lived on San Pablo, the kids went to Seabreeze, and then he would take a bus to the Beaches Boys and Girls Club, and then she would pick him up. I usually worked till 10 p.m. That night, because of the weather, it was, on and off raining. I asked if I could get 4 hours off, and I left at 5:40 instead of 10 o'clock. And I'm driving down Butler, and I felt this giant anchor in my stomach. And I thought, well, I'll get off at San Pablo because it didn't say where it was on Beach, just over the bridge. And this was before they had the dividers, and it was still a drawbridge. And I went by her apartment. Her apartment was near the road. It was closest to the laundry room, the pool, the tennis courts, right there on the road, the mail room. And she always parked where I could see the car. And it was an SUV. Unfortunately, it was a Ford Explorer. And anyway, she was heading back to San Pablo Road from the Beaches Boys and Girls Club. She had picked him up, picked up Al, And something that I never knew until years later was that she always made him sit in the back seat in the middle. That's what saved his life. But this young man who worked at the car wash up in Atlantic Beach was driving his sister's mother's car, and they had closed up the car wash because it was a rainy Friday, and they went to Dick's Wings, and he wasn't carded, and even if he had been, it was a fake phony card, phony license, and he, as he was going back to the beach, he swerved onto the grassy knoll because this is before the barriers were built, and he hit the driver's side rear corner of the Ford Explorer, and it rolled, it spun around and rolled 2.5 times and threw her 30 feet in the air. And I heard about this crash, and when I got to Beach Boulevard from San Pablo, when I got off of Butler, there she was. There she was, and
So, Mrs.
she,
Huffman,
and what I'm trying to say is, then I raised my grandson. I spent every dime that I had on improving the house in the last month, new gutters, a new fence. The original violation was a dilapidated fence. Now, since last Saturday, Judge, I have found out a lot of information about how this code enforcement was filed. And a neighbor next to my neighbor told me that pressure was being put on code enforcement to get me to give up, and sell the house. They wanted to buy the house so they could connect their house to my house. They wanted me to sell it like in a fire sale price. And I have been talking to my grandson about some things that had to be done on the house. And he said, Grandma, go ahead and do it. He's been saying it. And then when this happened, I said, heck, we're not just going to do the fence, we're going to do everything and clean everything up. So, unfortunately, I've had my house broken into. The person,
when was that?
it was a couple of weeks ago. Well,
Did you report it to the police?
no, because I knew who did it. And they had somebody lift the sliding glass doors. There's one to the master and one to the living room. They meet each other kind of in that corner. And the lock had been already, I needed to get new sliding glass doors, but I was able to go in and out. It was sliding, and somebody lifted it. That same night, I heard on my bedroom window, and it wasn't a man's knock, it was a woman.
You said you know who the person is, but you decided not to report.
I talked to her husband about it. And
Okay, I appreciate all this information, but we need to stick with the issue at hand.
well,
which
my
is-
issue is I need 3 operations. I need a bladder operation, I need colonoscopy,
That's,
and I need a hernia operation, and it's exacerbated by all of this lifting and leaning over and everything. And I don't have any money left because we've spent all of it on upgrading the house and outside so it would look nice. I do have photos that I've taken today
okay.
that I would like you to see.
Can you come forward, please?
Sure.
Miss Beavers, would you come forward? also?
I have one area left.
First, show them to Miss Beavers, please.
I'm going to get to the beginning. Oops. Okay. This is the west.
No, I want you to show Miss Beavers first.
All right. This is the west side of the house. You know, George and Georgette's fence is there.
Can you see them, Nikki?
Yes, but that's not the side where the violation is.
Okay.
Okay. So this is looking out. That's the new gutter. That's the shed. I put a shed in.
Okay, we need to see the other side though.
Okay. This is the back side. You know, the fence line with George.
Okay,
Okay.
go to the other side.
All right. I just want to show you. It's cleaned up. The west side. This is the master bedroom side. The two windows there is the bathroom. That is completely clean. I know it's dark, but that's been cleaned up. Okay.
Okay, that side was never an issue.
All right. Well, the whole property needed.
This Miss Huffman. These are the pictures. Would you please look at me? Right here are the pictures that were taken October 9th. Do you have new pictures of this area?
Yes.
Okay.
You do. Okay. There's one area of it right there with the new. What are you talking about? Okay. Now, what you're worried about was this.
It's still there.
It's not there in like that. And he took a broad picture.
Okay, so that
Well, why don't I just, I'm a taxpayer. I'm a taxpayer for 36 years. I'm 70, yes. I'm sorry, Judge, but I feel like I'm being persecuted here. What is the problem here? I know that I needed to clean it up, but I had to do, okay,
Photos from October the 9th show the problem.
all right. You said you didn't care about this, but I'm showing it to you because it's my property, okay?
These are the areas that are not at issue.
The whole backyard, I was told, is at issue, okay?
So
It wasn't just that. It was the whole thing, and I was happy to clean it up. That's the back fence. That's the side fence, okay?
okay, these
And this is the patio. And that's looking west. This is the back of the house.
can you push back? No, the other way.
What?
What area is that?
That is the bedroom. The back of the house is here. So you're upset because there's an empty garbage can there?
No, I haven't said a thing about it.
Okay.
Asking.
This area is what he was showing in that broad shot. Okay? I cleaned that up. 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 I cleaned that up.
This was the.
Let me see if there's another one. That's the back side. That's master bedroom window. There's nothing there. This is the part that I have to finish. And I'm sorry, but I can only do so much. Okay, I have to, sort out things. I'm throwing out things. I have things that I can put in the shed, but I have had a lot to do. And I also have to stay afloat financially.
Oh, can you send this photo? How can I get this one photo, Miss Beaver?
I did clean out about, do you see that's this is the sliding door that I'm talking about, and then that's the one to the master. So I did clean out, and then you're not able to see at this, the back side of it, which is cleaned out.
Okay, is there any other picture of this area?
Is there any other what?
Photograph of this area?
No, I don't think so. I was in a hurry to get out here.
Back? What's
It
this?
shows all the debris is there.
Right. Okay, so Miss.
I need a little
Thank
more
you.
time.
Go.
I have doctor's
Please
appointments.
step
I
back
have.
to the podium, please. So thank you. Oh, you can stay at the podium if you like.
Oh, okay.
Um,
I just need a little more time, and I have to get the hernia operation because it's creating a mess with everything else inside.
well, Ms. Huffman, that's exactly what you told me on September 24th. You just needed a little more time. You said you needed 2 weeks. We gave
That's
you.
not enough to heal from surgery. So I
I'm
said,
talking about what has already transpired. On September 24th, you told me you needed several weeks, and you said you needed until October the 8th. And so that's why we set the October 9th for the date of compliance. And, you know, so we've been, I feel like I have been very, very
they
understanding.
did not. They were both there that day. They did
Please don't
not.
interrupt me. So I feel that I believe that the city has been more than generous in trying to, with time. This started back in May. It
No,
is
it didn't.
now almost the end of October.
It didn't start
And
in May.
Miss,
It
Miss,
started in September.
no, Miss Huffman, it didn't. I've this is the third time I've seen you, so clearly it didn't start.
No, it didn't start in May.
That was the date.
Ma'am, I'm dying. I'm dying. Because I can't get a goddamn operation, excuse my French. And I've done a darn good job cleaning up that property. I put a lot of money into this. So did my grandson. And that's what this is about. My next door neighbor doesn't want a black person living next to them. That's what it's about. I know who called code. I know exactly who put pressure on code. And I noticed that she was different. Nikki was different this time. She had more pressure on her. And I'm sorry, but I guess my health means nothing to the city of Jacks Beach after 36 years here. 36.
So
And you know what's happened in 36 years? My husband at the time, in 1989, when we moved here, got into drugs and alcohol. Okay? Then we got a divorce. Then he died at the age, he
Miss
died
Huffman,
at 34.
Miss Huffman, I'm going to.
Then my daughter was killed by a drunk driver. I've lost everything. And I'm not going to lose this house. I can't hear you. I'm sorry. It's
Sorry. So I'm going to rule today that you are. I'm going to give a little bit of leniency. What I'm going to do is have the fine start as of today. And I'm going to, instead of $250 a day, I'm going to make it $100 a day.
I can get it done today.
Allow me,
I
do
can get
not
it done
interrupt
today.
me. And I'm going to require you to call Miss Beavers, contact Miss Beavers, either through email or by phone. Contact Miss Beavers, and when you have cleaned it up, so that you can show that you have come into compliance.
Okay. Ma'am, I just want to say one more thing. I lost a husband and child, and then I lost my grandson to the system for 10 years and 2 months. When my daughter was killed, I stayed out of the lawsuit because I had 2 grandchildren. and I wanted them to have all the money. And that's how Al ended up being able to pay for all of the upgrades on the house. You know, and I've been through so much losing people. My daughter was my only child, and she worked with me at City Cards in the fraud department where I had worked 20 years.
I do
This was,
I do understand.
and
But I
just want to say one thing: that pile that's under the roof, instead of drugs and alcohol, what was making me feel better, and I know this sounds so shallow, but you know, I had memories of my marriage, my ex-husband, who was dead at 34 from alcohol and drugs. After our divorce, my daughter was killed by a drunk driver. My grandson got into trouble with some other kids. And the only thing that made me feel good, I didn't want to do drugs or alcohol, was shopping. And that pile, you know, everything I bought had meaning. And I just want you to know I'm peeling away from that. My grandson's home now. He's not living here because he got a horrible. Well, he hasn't been. You know, he's been to the house, but he's not living at the house because the police, the Jacks Beach police, like bumper cars, were driving all over our property. I live on an easement, letting him know, you know, that they know that he's back, you know, from his time. And so he's not going to even live with me because he doesn't want to be harassed. He's done his time, and I've lost, and now I don't have him to live with me. And I was so looking forward to it, and I'm just peeling away from the only little things that gave me comfort. And I know it got out of hand, but it beat doing drugs and alcohol.
when you come back, then when you call Miss Beavers and Mr. Martin can come with her, let them know when you've just all you need to do is get it out of the backyard.
Yeah, I mean, it's the only part. Everything else is done.
But you've got to get it out of the backyard.
I know that.
So,
but you know,
just concentrate on that as quickly as you can.
And then the other thing too, Judge, is that I had talked to the guy on the back of the garbage truck. I said, I'm going to need at least one more receptacle, 2 if you can give it to me. And he goes, I got you. And then, you know, drove off. And then the next pickup, he didn't have the cans. And I said, what happened? And he said, I forgot. I got you. And then I didn't get him the next one. So then I called because I thought, well, maybe I should have put a paper order in or something or called somebody else. So I got a hold of someone named Jason at Public Utilities. And that took him a couple of days. He said, I really don't have extra ones, but I'll try to find you some. So he only had one extra. So that was another issue.
And has he brought it to you now?
Yeah, now I have it, but I've only had it for a couple of days. But the trash today was not picking up. They're picking up tomorrow. They pick up Monday and Tuesday. Today was yard trash, not you know, stuff that you're throwing out. I'm sorry. I've been yelling. It's all come down, and a neighbor of mine is the one who came to somebody who knows me who said, this is what's going on. She wants your house to connect it. She wants you to give up. They never thought, well, I talked to George about it, and he listened, and he was outside raking in front of his house, and he just shook his head, and he said, I'm sorry, and then They dropped the rake and walked into the house, and I haven't talked to him since, but that's what she wanted to do. She wanted to get a hold of my property because of the easement. She thought she could build on the easement, and you can't because there's wires and pipe,
So,
plumbing and everything on
okay, thank you. And I'm just going to repeat so that you understand that the $100 a day fine will begin today
Okay.
until you contact Miss Beavers to have her come look again to show her compliance. The sooner you do that, the sooner you are able to get everything out of the backyard. It
Well,
can go.
I can't get everything.
It can go inside your house if you
No,
want
my
to,
house is
or
fine.
into the shed. There's a picture here that shows me the shed, but it cannot be where it is.
I know.
Okay,
I know
so
that.
you understand. So make this your number one priority,
It has been.
and
It has been.
contact Miss Beavers
It's
as
made
soon
me
as
sicker.
possible.
It's been my number one. I'm sleeping in the car
Okay,
because
that's
he can't get to the door to fix it,
so
or
we're
to
going
put a
to.
new one in because of the pile.
Okay, thank
So
you.
I have
We need to move on to the next case.
Okay.
Thank you very much for being here, Ms. Huffman.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Martin, for coming in. And Ms. Beavers, do we want to move on to the next case, please? Oh, I want to confirm one thing. Everything that I've got as far as Ms. Huffman's case number is 25-345.
Correct.
Okay,
It was just
thank you.
incorrect on the slide.
Okay.
Okay, so I just want to be clear. So the previous order that the fine started on the 9th, you're disregarding that?
I gave her a couple of weeks reprieve. It did look to me like there was a slight improvement since October 9th to October 22nd. So I changed the so that the fines start today,
Okay.
and then I did lower the amount from $250 to $100.
Okay.
In light of her statements about her financial condition and other issues that are going on in her life.
Okay. So starting today until she contacts me to let me know it is in compliance, the
Correct.
fines will continue.
That's correct.
So what I will do is once compliance has been achieved, I will then schedule whatever the next magistrate hearing once that has been complied. So we won't come back until compliance has been achieved.
That's correct.
Okay. Okay, moving on to next case on the agenda. Uh-oh. Okay, this is case number 25366, property owner Richard G. Finney, which is deceased. Violation address 6 Berlin Way, Jacksonville Beach, Florida. This is in regards to accumulation of junk, trash, and debris throughout the property. The case was started back in July 11th. This is a continuance. I did send the abatement notice, which was included in the packet, and I did get a return receipt back from that on October 7th. So I'm not sure if a family member is receiving the certified mail. I also got in contact with the city contractor. So once he gives me a date of when he can go and abate the property, it will be abated at that time. So this was the last inspection date was on the 21st. And as you can see,
September.
of
I
October,
can't actually see it.
October 21st.
Oh, yesterday.
Yes.
Okay.
And as you can see, the property remains in violation.
And can you tell the signature on the return receipt?
There was no signature. It was just date stamped October 7th.
Okay, so we don't actually know if somebody at the city received, I mean, at the home received it?
No, and from my understanding, for certified mail, for it to be left at the property, someone has to receive it. So I don't know if they refused signature and just took the letter, but I did get a return receipt back. I have 2 return receipts, one from the order from our September hearing, and I have a return receipt for the abatement notice.
What was the return receipt for the order?
Both of them were October 7th.
Okay. What is your recommendation?
My recommendation would be, being that we sent the abatement notice, for the city contractor to abate the property.
Okay.
And then whatever the fine is that he submits in his invoice, that will be
That's a separate process. That's not anything that
right.
the
Yeah.
special magistrate usually deals with.
Yeah.
So do you want me to issue an order of
Of
withdrawal or abatement yet, or do you want to wait another month? What do
Just
you,
the order of abatement.
an order of abatement? Okay. Okay. That's fine.
Okay.
Makes sense to me.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
And that our last property is 1325 Beach Boulevard. Property owner RH Associates, case number 25303. The change of ownership to Mr. Patel has been completed. As you see in the packet, he did submit a copy of the contract for the sign. In his email to me, he also stated that the sign company is applying for the necessary permits. And he was not able to be here today due to a religious observance.
Okay, thank you. The prior order said that he was supposed to have a complete application submitted by today. Do you know whether that has occurred?
We have not gotten anything of my knowledge that they've applied for those permits yet. I can find out real quick if anything. You going in the office? 1325 Beach Boulevard.
Is he checking?
Yes.
Okay.
but to my knowledge, we had not received anything. This was the only thing, and I received this on Monday, the 20th, from him, and the email.
I don't believe I have a copy of that email
I have it. I can
correspondence.
give you. You can have it.
Thank you.
Okay, so from my permit specialist, she stated that none has been received. The last one was received in 2016.
Did you respond to his request for more information? That he was supposed to have the application submitted by today?
No, I talked to him on the phone and talked to him about it, and he said he was waiting for the sign permits.
Okay, and
So he would.
did attached to this email, it says that there is a copy of the signed contract because the one that's included in the packet is not signed.
You said not signed?
Well, the one that I have in the package.
That is all that he submitted to me. This is just the contract. And you're correct, it's not signed in the back. And this quote was given September 24th.
Yeah, the quote date September 24th.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I see it down below that it's printed, so maybe that's, a DocuSign.
Yeah.
Signed by Kevin on 10/1.
Yes. And this is just a quote. It's not a actual contract that work has begun or will begin. This is just a quote.
Do you,
Yeah, that's what I just told me.
so you've not received anything by today?
No.
And how do you, I can either start fining him or you can recommend an additional 2 weeks. We can take this back up on November the 19th. Because we also in last month's
Mm-hmm.
order, the order was from August, from the August hearing, not the September. I believe. I don't have it in front of me, but I'm pretty sure that,
I have it.
yeah, I think it was from the August hearing.
Let's see. Okay, so from the August hearing,
You just had the order. You showed me the order earlier
for Duncan,
for Duncan.
is that? Oh, it's right here. That's like, why is
What
it not
was
in
the
here?
date of the order?
So the date of this order was August 27th.
Right, that's why I saw it.
And so you have on here the subject, it is ordered, option B is shown in Exhibit A with the condition
Right.
that the maximum height should be 2 feet. The
It didn't
respondent has
talk-
until October 22nd to submit a complete application and construction shall proceed promptly. So we have not received that application.
So that's what I'm asking. Do you, what's your recommendation regarding the fact that he did not comply with the prior order? And to me, there's two options.
Mhm.
Either suggest another extension for submitting the complete application, or start the fining today and until he does submit the application and come, you know, and we can give him a new date if you want, but
I'm kind of confused on what to do because I need to also see when the actual change of ownership actually changed, from one property owner to the other, to kind of really make the decision on if we want to go ahead and start
well, we do know that he signed the contract on October the 1st.
first. Yeah,
So that's 22 days. That's 3 weeks ago.
yeah, that makes sense too. So yeah, we can go ahead and
It's up to, I mean, it's,
yeah, because the ownership had to have changed by that time for him
I don't, even if it hadn't, he agreed with the sign company to have this sign, to install the new sign.
right.
So, it seems that, and I know that he got the copy of the order.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure it was sent to him.
Yeah,
by
it was
the
sent
city.
certified. Yes.
So, and he was there in August.
Yes.
So he knew in August that he had till today
Okay.
to submit the application. It, he's not here, so we can't ask him.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. My recommendation would be to start the fines, being that he received this quote back on 10. He signed it on 10/1, and still had not submitted a application.
and so that would be effective. And what are you recommending as far as an amount?
250.
Okay. And that would be until he does in fact comply.
Until we get a
But
completed application
Right.
submitted.
And it needs to be a complete application.
Yes, that's sufficient.
Okay. And we'll keep the January 22nd, 2026 date. That will stay in place. That date is to confirm compliance with the construction. He was supposed to start construction promptly, and if the sign is not complete by January 22nd, then we will determine a date for completion at that hearing.
Okay, is it January 28th? Is the
Let me look. Can you tell what is the Wednesday in
I believe it's the 20th.
January?
Okay, thanks. Dave.
Fourth Wednesday is the 28th.
Okay.
Are we the fourth Wednesday?
Yes.
We're the
The fourth.
third.
For the third?
Oh.
I think we're the fourth because today is the.
No. We're
Yeah, it's gotta be the fourth.
Yeah, that's what I thought was the fourth Wednesday.
so the fourth Wednesday in January
It's January 28th.
28th. Is that what? Could you look at that order? Did it say the 28th? And I just wrote down the wrong date. Or maybe we were just going by months.
You have January 22nd.
Okay, we were just going by months from October.
Yeah.
I think he said that it would take about 3 months to complete construction,
Mm-hmm.
or that's the time frame that he wanted.
Yeah.
Actually, once they start, it'll probably be done in like 3 days.
Right, right.
But we'll keep that date.
Okay.
Uh, and then, uh,
So we'll keep the date of the 22nd, but then when we come on the 28th,
correct.
it'll be verified. Okay.
I do think that you should advise Mr. Patel that that he is going to be incurring a $250 a day until the a complete application is submitted.
Okay.
I will try to do the order, but realistically, it's not the earliest it's going to happen is going to be next Wednesday.
Okay.
So, you know,
I can contact him by phone. I talked to him yesterday by phone, and I can just let him know because I'll be out away at a conference all next week. So by the time you send him, I'll just be getting back that following Monday.
got it.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, just out of courtesy,
Okay.
please
Yeah.
let him know,
I'll send him an email.
because
That way
that
it's
may
in
put
writing.
that may create a incentive to call the sign company and get the application in.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay. That concludes all the cases that I have for today.
Okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate your time and attention to all these things, and we will see you on November 19th.
If I
If-
have any.
If
Yeah.
there's a, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
Thank you
right.
so much.
Uh-huh.